my name's Amanda. I'm kinda new here. And thanks for stopping by. If you're kinda new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, you know, that one up there. Well, or it's like a mirror. In one of these corners, you can click. There's a little thingy. Winter is here. And, well, there's a lot I didn't try in the fall, so let's give it a shot. I did kind of splurge and bought some stuff in the haul, so now let's try it. So one of the things I purchased from Walmart is a limited edition Bold Obsessions palette and primer kit. Eyeshadow primer. So I'm gonna open this up. I did crack open the tape so we could look at it. Because honestly, I just have delved into the world of Milani. I can't believe that. Ooh, there's some neutral, there's some warm, there's some cool. And a mirror that I'm covering with my hand, so this is also upside down. So I'm not gonna bust into this primer because, well, I have another primer open. So let's get rid of that. So I'm gonna first prime with my handy dandy Ulta eye primer. So I'm getting a crease brush and I think I'm gonna go for a neutral color, and I'm gonna use this row here and we'll give it a shot. Okay, so out of curiosity, how was your guys' Thanksgiving? I'm going to use this cream color to use as a blending shade in here underneath the brow. So how was your Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving, if you are outside of the US, Thanksgiving is a holiday where basically we just eat way too much and celebrate the harvest, which is both delicious and bad for our waistline. Next, I'm going to go in and build up in this color a crease. So my Thanksgiving was a little bit wonderful. My mom lives on the East Coast in South Carolina now, and she was able to come into town. My dad, who lives near St. Louis, it's about a 6-hour drive, he was able to be here. And they haven't been together for many, many years. By the way, I'm just blending this out and talking. The initial thing was my grandmother, my dad's mother, had invited everyone to a Thanksgiving celebration, which we haven't done in many, many, many years. And the entire family or family type folk, the ex-wives and everything, were invited. Well, I was hoping that my mom would make it. She chose to stay with her side of the family, which, you know what, I totally understand that and respect that. But I have just enough teenage angst in me and a little bit of rebellion that I was like, oh my God, my dad's gonna be there with his current wife. And then I was like, well, ex-wife number 2 is gonna be there, and he's been married 3 times. Once to my mom, very young, a second time after my mom for about a decade or so, 12 years, something like that. And then currently he's been married to his wife for a while. At least they've been together at least 8 years, probably definitely longer, but I don't remember the year they got married. I know my husband and I were dating at that time. So I was a little disappointed that there was nobody there to watch Squirm, but I gotta tell you, it ended up being a great day anyway. I think somebody brought up an event from several years ago, and it's obviously within the last 8 years because my husband was there, and I think he's the guy who brought up this discussion or this subject where my dad made, we were all supposed to bring a pizza to share with the family or something of the sort, and so we brought pizza, but my dad was determined to have a peanut butter soup. It was Ethiopian inspired peanut butter soup. I am gonna go into this color and go on the outer third. So this Ethiopian soup was missing a seasoning, and my father, to this day, it's probably been 7 years or so, he's like, if I had that seasoning, it would have been better. Well, nobody in the family who was there enjoyed the soup, except my father. If you had ever had the opportunity to meet my dad, if you know me in person, and you had to meet my father, you would know he's quite the character. Well, none of us had a good time with this soup, right? And the only person who was able to brave enough to try it, was my sister. And oh, by the way, happy birthday, little sister. My birthday's tomorrow, so that means her birthday's today. Totally need to call her. That color's really close to my skin tone. We'll go with it. It's shimmery. Okay, so my sister came up with a description. And it was, well, okay, so imagine you had tomato soup for lunch. And a little later, you decided you needed a snack. So you had like toast with like peanut butter toast, and then you had to vomit. That's what it tasted like. And this description was told several times throughout the day. And every time my cousin's wife laughed even harder. It was ridiculously funny. And my dad was a good sport, but he's not allowed to make savory food again around the family, because what he does is he'll take something that sounds delicious if it was sweet, and then he'll do something like add garlic, and we're like, no, don't ruin that for us. But it makes for good stories, so that was fun. Then my husband and I, we came home, we put up the Christmas tree. If you know me in real life also, sorry, I'm grabbing another, I think I want to put a little bit of this in the outer corner as well, this warm color. So let me clean this out and I'll just blend it in. But we ended up just having a really fun time with all of my cousins, and on my side of the family, it's giant. It's a giant family. And it was nice to be able to be here. Now, on my dad's side. Now, on my mom's side, we're much smaller, but in comparison to my husband's family, we're still much bigger. So we ended up following tradition, which is always on Black Friday. I have almost always had Thanksgiving with my grandparents on my mom's side. And we know the rules are Black Friday, you go to grandma's house and you eat again. Because, well, that's a lot of leftovers for two older people who don't eat that much. Okay, so now I'm going to go in on the inner third with this color. No, that color. You know, second down. And we got to see my cousins and on that side, and my cousin's kids. I see them pretty often. And an aunt we had a good experience with. And got to see, and my mom was there before mom went off and was able to go and visit friends, which was a good thing. I'm actually quite not happy that she got to go out and play, so to speak. So it ended up being a very good holiday. One of the things that we tried to do is we wanted to make sure that she got a couple of the restaurants that she loved when she lived here. Like in my area, there's a couple pizza joints that are, sorry, I'm getting a blendy. That's what I'm going to call them, blendy, because I had a brain fart. So we ended up just, my mom had a nice visit with friends, and she's only been out of the area about a year and a half. And you know what? I'm glad. I'm going to put these in my stuff I got to clean up. And I'm going to clean up my eyes real quick. So now I'm going to just quick do the rest of my face. I'm just going to use some Mint CC cream. And what I do is 1 pump of each, the illumination and the regular. My goal is to get this done throughout the year, through the end of the year. And if we're lucky, we'll be able to do that. So I put on my concealer, and just in case you need to know, I did color correct with the Naked Skin from Urban Decay Peach Corrector, I believe it is. Yes. And then I covered it with Bye Bye Under Eye from It Cosmetics. There it is. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm having a hard time seeing some stuff. So since I've done that, I will go ahead and set my eyes. I have a banana powder I got from Ipsy. I believe it's from the brand Bella Pierre. And yay for brightening. So since it's like 30 or less, it's like 20 degrees outside, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bundle up and I am going to the hardware store because it will eventually get warmer. God, I hope. And what I mean by that is we need the little hooks for our Christmas lights. I am going to take a Wet n Wild, I believe this is a contour blush, and I'm going to go in with butter bronzer in the color, it's the light color, light bronzer, because somebody didn't read the package. Somebody is me. Somebody was just like, oh, it's on sale. Yes. So I've been using this as like, not necessarily a setting powder, but kind of like a light bronzer. And then I go over it. I just like the scent. And this time of year, it's actually a okay color. It's not great. I'm really grateful that this isn't spring or summer because I would be a lot darker. I'm also gonna warm it up a little with my bikini contest from Wet n Wild that I've had forever. And just so you know what I'm looking at, there's a mirror here. This is a better, it's a darker color for me. Well, it's a darker color and better for me. That's what I meant. If I'm going to use it as a bronzer, you know, bronzer contour thing. But for the winter, the light isn't bad. And it smells good. Why have I been waiting on that? Also, why have I been waiting on Milani eyeshadows? this is, what have I been holding on out on? What else is out there that I haven't tried, you know? Well, I have some. Those are for videos coming up. Because, you know, 20% off and they were on sale and it was like 10 times points. And I'm using my Blush Bazaar. And I think I'm going to use the color Skillful right here. So what I do is I actually go in with a fairly flimsy brush. I know that may not be the best thing, but I also blend it in circular motions. Blend it. It is the blush. And what I'm using is a Luxie 522 tapered highlighter. I don't always have these kinds of, hey, this is the number, but I do for this. And I'm going to go in with Whimsical, which is the highlight also in this. I figure, you know, they're meant to complement each other. Right? I'm going to put on my glasses just so I can see what I'm working with because I can't see jack. At this point, I have some Fix Plus. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to set my face. And I used way too much, but it has a really good spray and it feels good. And I have a lot. I have a lot of setting sprays. So we're just going to let this dry because I didn't think that through. Hey, alright, I'm back. Eyeliner and mascara is done. My eyeliner is the Sex Kitten from Tarte that I got in my first Ipsy bag. My eyeliner is Smashbox X-rated because I bought one of those kits where you get all the mascaras for like, I don't know, $20. And then I got more mascara. So last thing I'm going to try out. Everything else is done. Eyeshadow, it was Milani. Base stuff is not that exciting. But the last thing I got was the Melted Matte from Too Faced. I know. I have a thing against Too Faced, but you know, they'll work their way in sometimes. And this is the gingerbread scented one. Gingerbread Girl. I got it at Ulta. Yeah, let's put it on. My experience with Too Faced lippies are they're drying, so make sure you have lubricated your dermis is what I call it. Put on lip balm and exfoliate it if you need to. This color totally reminds me of what my mom would wear when I was a kid. As far as the gingerbread scent, meh, take it or leave it. It smells kind of funky, but not bad. I like the color. This is the look. This is the final look. If you like what you see here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, and happy Thanksgiving, guys. A lot late. We'll see y'all later. See you guys soon. Alright, bye.